A lot more in the investigation to come as we see the live pictures right now of the sheriff escorting and bringing down the suspect, Nicholas Cruz.
And taking him to the Broward County Jail.
Broward County Jail. Want to go right now to Ashley Hinson. She is in the newsroom with some brand new information. We've been talking about the scene right now at the school. Ashley, what do you have for us?
Well, Jay, social media really letting us inside the school during these tense moments as the SWAT team went classroom to classroom to evacuate them earlier today. I want to take you to this Twitter page here, WSVN in Miami. This is from one of their viewers, from their little brother. I'm going to play this video for you here, but you can see the students are huddled in the classroom off to the side. And just a second here, you'll see SWAT team come in with their guns drawn right here, lights at the end of them, and students all putting their hands up in the air. But this is, as you mentioned, a massive school, about 3,500 students there. So as you can only imagine, this was a common scene as SWAT team went door to door, classroom to classroom to try and evacuate these kids.
Wow, that is absolutely horrifying to see that. To see that in person and to think what it must have been like. Again, you're looking right now live from this aerial shot of a Broward County Sheriff's deputy escorting the shooting suspect responsible, according to deputies so far, what they believe to be a mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland today, happening around 2:30, 3 o'clock. It took about 50 minutes before they could actually catch the suspect, who was caught off campus, identified as a former student.
We just saw the video, too, just released moments ago of Nicholas Cruz being taken into custody without incident. The Broward County Sheriff confirming that as well in a news conference about an hour and a half ago. Again, at this point, we're trying to work with our sources, both on the scene and outside the scene, on the number of fatalities right now, the number of casualties. But right now, what we know, 14 victims, one person is dead. We have 14 people, multiple fatalities at this point. That's all we know. This is the video I was just alluding to when Nicholas Cruz was taken into custody. Again, as you talked about, Kelly, about 30 minutes after the situation happened, after it unfolded, we're talking about maybe just after 3 o'clock, these police officers confronting Nicholas Cruz right here and taking him into custody. The right of the screen, him being brought to Broward County Jail now.
And the school is situated, there's a Walmart behind the school, and there are residential developments around the school. So as you saw, some homes in the background there. So this all unfolding literally in people's backyards right around this school in Parkland, which is in Broward County. So again, you're looking live pictures as the suspected shooter at Douglas High School is being taken to the Broward County Jail. We, as you were saying, Jay, right now they're being very careful about releasing numbers, hard facts about how many people have been injured and how many have been killed in this mass shooting today. As you said, multiple dead was what the sheriff said earlier. But as far as we know, and you just saw the cell phone video that Ashley had just a moment ago, that the SWAT, it was taking hours to go through and actually clear every room of this school. This is a large school with a large student body, 9th through 12th grade, and 3,000 to 3,500 students attend that school.
And there's still an active scene right now at the school as well, in and out. We've talking to multiple people who are attributing that. We're hearing sirens as well. Alyssa Hyman on the scene for us right now as well, in and around this investigative scene here. Alyssa, tell us what you have right now, any new information and what you're seeing.
Right. Well, we're still seeing just parents waiting on their kids actually being sort of bussed on golf carts out here trying to meet up with their family. I know you were talking about the area. This is a very residential area, but I want you to just look at the traffic scene. I know you've been seeing it from above, but just on the ground here, it's complete chaos. I mean, some of the roads are still shut down. People are just inching at a crawl trying to get where they're going. Obviously, parents are stuck in this trying to find their kids. Kids' cell phones are dying because it's been such a long, drawn-out process. Parents' phones are dying as they're waiting to contact their kids. So obviously, just on the ground here, it's a mess as everybody just tries to get where they're going, contact who they need to contact. I can tell you the service out here is very slow, which makes matters worse for any parent trying to reach their kid, a kid trying to reach their parent. If you can't send a text message, if you can't make a phone call, imagine how frightening that could be if you still haven't been able to meet up with your child yet or your parent. So that's a little bit of what we're dealing with on the ground here, and just again, just the complete chaos on the roads. You have been hearing from multiple victims, students that were inside. We've been hearing from parents as they've been trying to meet up with their kids. I did speak to one parent off camera. We've been talking a little bit about the shooter. Once she heard the name of the shooter, she told me, she said, I think my daughter was friends with him. I told her not to hang out with him. Obviously, parents are still getting this information, shocked to find out what was going on and who this person might be, as we're still waiting for information to be confirmed. Sirens are still going on out here. You can see there's police cars, sheriff's deputies still blocking the area. Kids, look at that, with backpacks, their parents escorting them across the street. We have kids over here. If you look over here, still waiting on their parents to show up. We know there are meeting points, but if kids can't get there, how are they going to get to the Marriott? They're still waiting for rides. Parents I've seen just coming up to students saying, anybody need a ride? Anybody need a phone to call your parents? Because just everything is still sort of up in the air. Kids still can't make a phone call at this point if their phone died or if they don't have any service, as I mentioned. If you look down this way, you can see just groups of parents and kids still walking out. One thing that I'm not sure if we made it very clear at the beginning was not only were parents waiting for the kids from the high school to come out, but the middle school. We had a lot of middle school parents out here waiting for their kids to come out from the middle school. So we had a mix of parents still not knowing what was going on, waiting to find out where their kid was, and it was a mixture of middle school and high school parents just waiting to meet up with their kids, even just to get in touch with their kids. Early on, I spoke to a student who said she was inside, hiding inside a cabinet as she sort of watched from the crease in the cabinet this entire thing unfold. So just extremely chaotic for everybody. Even if you weren't in the building, just the fact that you were being shuffled out with kids with your hands up in the air. We all saw that horrific video of the kids walking up with their hands outside, not knowing what was going on, not knowing if their friends were injured. We've got kids just trying to find rides out here. So that's a little bit of what's going on out here. This is University Drive here in Parkland. We're right around the corner from the school. We still can't get close enough to the school because obviously things are still blocked off. But that's what we're seeing on the ground, just sort of chaos on the roads and just a lot of people waiting for answers. I'm going to send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Alyssa Hyman, thank you very much for your reporting today. Now, 4 minutes after 6 o'clock, and if you were just getting home, it has happened here. A mass shooting has happened at a high school in Broward County in the town of Parkland. Just yesterday named one of the safest cities in Florida. And today, a shooter opened fire in and outside of that school, from what we're being told by the sheriff. Right now, the number of fatalities is unknown. It has not been confirmed to us yet. The only thing that we've been told is that there were 14 that were taken to hospitals, and that's information that's about an hour and a half old. So those facts are not coming out yet. The SWAT team is still on campus going through some of the rooms, and we have been hearing the stories that are just absolutely gut-wrenching of what these students endured.
Horrible, heartbreaking stories on a day that was supposed to be filled with love, now riddled with tragedy right now. The suspect has been identified, Nicholas Cruz. On the left of your screen here, you are seeing a live video right now of him being taken to the Broward County Jail. He was apprehended shortly after the shooting occurred, about 35-40 minutes after the shooting, without any incident, and he's currently in a squad car being escorted straight to the jail right now. In fact, I think they just pulled into the complex as well. We're going to stay on top of that scene.
And you know, speaking of that, Jay, we had seen a tweet, some information coming out of the Miami Herald, who spoke to a math teacher from Douglas High School named Jim Gard, and Gard said that Nicholas Cruz was in his class last year and that there were problems with him last year, problems with him threatening students, and the teacher had said, quote, I guess he was asked to leave campus. So right now you are about to see the gloves are going on. They're about to handle the suspected shooter and take him from the back of this deputy's patrol car and bring him into the Broward County Jail. As you mentioned, Jay, he was not injured, did not harm himself, was not harmed after or during the shooting, and so they apprehended him in actually near some neighborhoods close by. Now you're getting our first real look at who they believe is the person that caused such horror today at a high school in Broward County, being walked into the Broward County Jail.
And there you have it right there. A massive investigation underway to find more information about this student. Who is this young man, Nicholas Cruz? He was a former student at Douglas High School as well. A lot of interviews, a lot of people talking about it, a lot of interest from other people who had known this student. So all that will be a part of the investigation as to what led up to this mass shooting today around 2:30. And that at this point, we don't have any confirmation on the number of fatalities right now. I think Broward Health, Broward County Sheriff's Office really holding back right now any information as soon as they get confirmation on that and let next of kin know.
We do have our crews out at area hospitals in Broward County. Let's go to Miranda Christian, who we understand and can give us an update. For which hospital, Miranda?
Yes, I am at Broward Health North here right now. I've been here for a few hours, and we've seen a lot of activity going on. You can see right now there are several Broward County Sheriff deputies here, and we were told by a deputy that the suspect was actually brought here just before about 5 o'clock. We saw several deputies escorting an ambulance to the area. There was motorcycles. They had their sirens on. We could not see him actually get out of the ambulance. They took him to a door right away, and then just about 20 minutes ago, they escorted that suspect away. He was being escorted in a squad car this time. We're not quite sure why he came here, if he was injured or what they looked over while he was here, but we were told he came here. I spoke with another deputy who said that he saw maybe 8 to 15 ambulances come here when he was out here monitoring the situation. So several victims were brought to this hospital. Of course, we'll stay out here, see. The hospital has not come and talked to us and answered what the victims' conditions are or anything like that, but we'll continue to ask questions. Back to you guys.
All right, Miranda, thanks very much. And give us more updates. Yeah. Yes, we want to find out how all these people are doing, certainly, that have already been transported to the hospital. There
are multiple scenes there. Broward Health, one scene there. We've got a Marriott on Heron Bay Boulevard in Coral Springs, where a number of parents are being reunited with their children there today. That's another scene. Of course, the school's on lockdown, the whole scene around there. Michael Williams is in the middle of it. He's about a quarter mile from the school right now. Michael, take us through coverage. You've been there on the scene all day since this occurred earlier this afternoon. What are you hearing right now? Any new information at this point?
At this point, Jay, from our vantage point here, what we continue to see as we pan over are families still trying to be reunited in some cases with their children. There's a middle school right next to Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School, and so there's still efforts to try and be reunited with some of the kids from the middle school. That's still going on. Parents saying, I'm still trying to find my son or daughter. I know that they're okay. Almost all parents now have been able to ascertain the safety of their children, although there are the tragic cases we've been reporting all day of a number of fatalities here, and we still, throughout the night, will continue to be working that part of the story. But as I stand here now, traffic has opened back up on the main thoroughfare, University and Holmberg, just west. We're just off the Sawgrass Expressway here for those of you at home unfamiliar with the Parkland area. And the Broward County School Superintendent had spoken some time ago with some of the updated information. Let's listen, for those of you just joining, to what he had to say.
First, I can't tell you that we can't do anything other than put our prayers out for the families, the students in this school and this community. It's just a heartbreaking tragedy. What we do know at this point is that every single law enforcement entity in Broward County is on the scene, including the FBI. There are fatalities that are involved. We can't confirm the number at this point. I am in communication with Sheriff Scott Israel. I'm going to meet with him now. Have been in communication with the governor